You got New England pride, show us. You've got New England pride. Stand up, shout out, show us. You got New England pride, show us. You've got New England pride. New England pride.
Hi, and welcome to New England Pride TV.
I'm your host, Dale LePage.
And I'm Tina Billing.
And as always, we have a great show coming at you. But first, we're going to start off the show the way we always do with our Pride Pets segment. Take it away, baby.
This month's segment focuses on Pope Memorial SPCA of Concord, Merrimack County, New Hampshire. The Pope Memorial SPCA of Concord, Merrimack County, New Hampshire is dedicated to caring for abandoned and homeless pets, protecting and advocating for pets in need, and promoting the humane treatment of all animals.
That's right, and they take in more than 1,600 animals a year. That's a lot.
That's amazing.
The shelter strives to place homeless animals in loving homes that are committed to their lifetime care. You can contact the Pope Memorial SPCA by calling 603-856-8756 or info@popememorialspca.org. Or you can visit them at 94 Silk Farm Road in Concord, New Hampshire, 03301. They do great work there, and I am very, very happy to say that people are finding their lifetime furry friends by watching this segment. So thank you for supporting New England Pride TV and for our Pride Pets segment. And we love teaching you about, not teaching, well, we are teaching about the animals that are out there for adoption and some of these great shelters that do so many wonderful things. So keep up the good work and keep adopting those little kitties and doggies and hamsters and gerbils and bearded dragons and all those things. The next thing I want to bring out to you on the show is there is a wonderful new organization that I'm just learning about. You might have already heard about it, but it's news to me, so it might be news to some of you out there. It's an organization called Lighthouse. Now, Lighthouse is an organization that finds LGBTQ-friendly doctors and therapists for you. And I'm going to read you what they have on their website. Despite the LGBTQ community having specific healthcare needs, the unfortunate reality is that those needs frequently go unmet in today's healthcare system. Oftentimes, when LGBTQ seek healthcare, they find discrimination instead of what they're looking for. Lighthouse is here to fix that. Lighthouse is looking for LGBTQ doctors and healthcare providers to add to their list on their website. In addition to connecting people to much needed care, Lighthouse is helping providers dedicated to the LGBTQ community. And one of the things that I wanted to bring up is I myself, I wasn't a victim, I was just horrified by the way I was treated by my doctor, my former doctor. When I switched healthcare providers, I had to find another doctor. And I went to the office and I asked for my file to bring to my new doctor. And the nurse was very red in the face when she came back to the desk, and she handed me this big folder, and it was a manila folder, and on top of the folder that she handed to me in the waiting room in front of everybody was huge red magic marker on the front of the folder that said homosexual. And I felt like I was going to cry, and I just wanted to sink into the floor. And I said, "Who wrote this on my folder?" And she said, "I'm so sorry, I don't know." I said, "Can you get me another folder to cover this?" And I'm not ashamed of who I am, but I just felt like I'd been violated somehow.
Absolutely.
Do you have any more information?
Feel safe in your healthcare choices. Lighthouse is a new startup that connects LGBTQ people with healthcare providers that understand their unique needs. More than 50% of LGBTQ people have experienced some form of discrimination in healthcare settings. 1 in 5 transgender people have been denied health care because of their gender identity.
I actually know a couple of people who have been denied coverage because of their gender identity. So if you want to get a hold of Lighthouse, you can go to lighthouse.lgbt. And I hope this information helps you. We'll be back with New England Pride TV right after this.
New England Pride TV is brought to you by the Hanover Theater for the Performing Arts, Remax Vision, Bay State Savings Bank, Safe Homes, Joseph Gonzalez Dofrain, Boston Wedding Photographer, Paul Chasen Interior Design, Nuovo Restaurant, Dr. Frank P. Fetchner Plastic Surgery, Fallon Health, The Queen's Cups, This Week in Worcester, Electric Haze, Escape Games Worcester, The Fireplace Room Restaurant, Uniquely Your Decor, and Art Reach.
We're joined now by Jason Easty, who is the owner of something so cool, I cannot wait to go. It's called Escape Games Worcester, and it's a, how would you describe that?
It's a real-life mystery room, basically.
I love that. Now, for our viewers at home, and for me, who are excited about going, I'm going to get my band together, and 5 of us go in, and we're, you know, there's some smart people in my band. We'll probably get out. What kind of rooms do you offer, and what happens? What happens when you get in there?
All right, so right now we have 4 rooms, and each room has a different theme, and so the room is decorated to that theme.
How big are the rooms, first of all? Are they all different?
They all vary in different sizes, but I
Okay.
think the smallest one is probably 400 or 500 square feet, so they're relatively good-sized rooms.
Okay.
So there's nothing
Yep.
claustrophobic about them.
Okay.
Each one has its own theme, which is decorated to that theme. Right now, we currently have 4 rooms. We're working on our 5th. We have the museum.
The museum, tell us about that first.
So that is decorated basically like a museum, so paintings on the wall, little statues, stuff like that, and within
Okay.
that, all the games are kind of hidden.
And clues are hidden to find your way out? Or?
Yep. Yeah.
And do you physically like lock the door and not let them out? Or?
We do. I mean, we do let them out because we don't want to have to feed anybody. The food bill would be insane.
All right.
But yeah, you are locked in, and you do have an hour to escape.
And what's the museum theme? Is there a backstory to each room, or?
There is. So it's a little bit like Da Vinci Code.
Oh, love that. Okay.
So it's a little bit like that, where there's a
there's a naked dead man
professor.
lying in the circle in the middle of the floor.
Yes, nonstop.
Just like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
And that's
okay.
the whole room.
Oh, just
a
that.
Dead man
All
right on the floor.
I'm going to win that. So that's the museum room.
Yep. Then we have a crime scene room, a room that's based on a conspiracy called Conspiracy, and a Fallout room.
When you say a conspiracy, is it like a NCIS kind of thing? What is that?
It is. So it is a bit kind of like crime scene, and it's a take on you know, a very famous conspiracy about JFK and Marilyn Monroe.
Oh,
Yep.
see? I'm glad I asked.
So
I'm intrigued.
It's awesome. That room takes place in the 60s. So when we're building it, I want everything to be on point as much as possible and as immersive as much as possible. So we bought furniture from 60s and down.
that era?
I mean, we have like a 1950s hairdryer in the room, like legit, that still works.
So is the room a hair salon?
It is not a hair salon.
Okay.
It's more of like, I'm trying to think of the right, like a dressing room, basically.
Oh, okay. Like Marilyn Monroe's dressing room,
Yes.
perhaps?
Yep.
All right, great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there dresses in there that I could try on?
There are, and that's what mainly the room is. That's how you escape, is by finding the perfect dress that fits your body.
I'm there. I'm so there. So that's the conspiracy room, and then you have the
We have Fallout.
Fallout.
Which is our take on a Fallout shelter.
is that like a bomb shelter kind of thing?
It is.
Okay.
It is. So just like back in, like, you know, the 40s, 50s, 60s, when they'd have like the Fallout shelters and everything. So we have that, and that's one of our most like high-tech rooms.
What makes the Fallout high tech? What do you have in the room?
I can't
You
tell
can't
most
tell?
of that. No.
Oh,
so
all right,
so what we
okay.
do when we're designing rooms
Yeah.
is every room that we've put out, the next room we build, it has to be better. The set design has to be better. The games have to be better. Everything has to be better. So we set the last room we built as our bar, and we keep trying to raise it every single time. So Fallout was our most recent room, and that got everything we had learned over the past year.
So you've got the museum room,
Yep.
which is like Da Vinci Code-ish.
Yep.
And you've got the Maryland JFK room, and the bomb shelter room,
Yep. And crime scene.
and crime scene.
Yep.
What's in crime scene?
A lot of blood. It's set up to
Is
look
that from
just
the
like a
dead guy
crime
in the Da
scene.
Vinci room?
It is. We dragged him everywhere. It was probably a bad move on our part.
Let's make this the crime room.
Yep. A lot of like basically what you would see at like a crime scene. We see the little cards and everything like that where, they found evidence and stuff like that.
And you have to
You have to solve the crime and escape.
and escape. Solve the crime and escape. Now, for our viewers at home, like they'll come to your business, your place of business, and how many people can fit in a room?
So our largest room right now is 8, and the rest of them hold 6.
What if it was just a couple who wanted to come into a room? Could just 2 people go into a room? Or
Absolutely.
Does that cost extra to
No,
rent a room?
No, it doesn't cost anything
I'm
extra.
making it sound very seating. Does that cost extra to rent a room for 2 people?
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't cost extra. It might be a little bit more difficult to escape with
To
just
solve?
2 people. Yeah.
Oh.
So right now we have an average escape rate throughout all of our rooms of about 20%. The majority of people don't get out.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. It is a real, actual challenge.
So, viewers, I hope you're as excited about this as I am, because I'm friggin' excited. All right. So, the best thing to do to go in here is to choose your friends wisely.
Yes.
Like somebody should be really good at math.
Yep.
Somebody should be good at different.
It's definitely ideal, and what we found out for a lot of teams, though, so if you book 4 spots in, say, the museum, which hold 8, and
Yep.
some random people book the other 4 spots, those teams actually end up escaping more, because there's no preconceived, if you have a group of friends, there's always one that he makes the plans, or there's always a lead.
Yes,
And we find that those groups where it's all friends,
Yeah.
it's tough because they fall right into their roles.
Right.
Whereas when you put other people in the mix,
Yes.
there's no predefined roles or anything like that, so everyone just kind of works so well together.
I don't know why, but when you were describing it, I was thinking of that movie Clue.
Yeah, yep.
Where everybody's has their own little.
Oh, yeah.
Their own little plots and characters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever thought about doing a room about a famous movie or something?
Yeah, it actually is Clue. We've talked about doing a live version of that where it wouldn't necessarily be one of our rooms, but we'd build out a set, basically, to look exactly like the board game.
Okay.
And then everyone would be their character or even dress up as the character if they want, and it would be a live version of Clue.
All right, I'll be Mrs. Peacock, every pun intended.
There we go.
All right. But when would you do that? Like in 2018 sometime? or-
Probably in 2018. We have a lot we're working on now, so we got to kind of push that back.
What brought you to open this? First of all, I've been hearing just fantastic rave reviews about this.
Awesome.
You're the #1 escape games around.
In all of Massachusetts, according to TripAdvisor. Yep.
Yeah. A lot of companies use you for team building exercises.
Yes,
and
it's huge.
That's really smart of them to do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think
yeah.
it's honestly one of the best team building exercises because you're really forced to work together.
Right.
It works out extremely well.
Now, what brought you to open this?
So I think in 2015, I'd found something on Facebook where there was an escape room in Boston, and I never heard about this because the industry itself is new. 2007, I believe it originally started. So went up, grabbed some friends, people way smarter than me, and I'm like, all right, we're gonna get out of here. We weren't even close. We lost pretty badly.
Okay.
But we had talked about it so long afterwards,
Yeah.
and this is something I say constantly,
Yeah.
but I've never had so much fun losing. And
I
can't
love
think,
that. That's great.
I can't think of anything else where you lose and you just feel even more challenged to go and do it again.
All right. Viewers, he's going to be giving you his website now or information on how to get in touch with Escape Games Worcester.
Yes.
So how they do that?
So our website is escapegamesworcester.com.
It's that easy.
It's that simple.
And are you manning the desk there?
We have a little chat icon on our page, and I normally man that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I can't wait to try this.
I look forward to having you down
I'm going to be the person in the room screaming I know we're going to die, I know we're going to die. So I'm going to go in with people that are a lot more braver and smarter than I.
All right,
But I still want to go.
I'm excited for that.
We'll be back.
How you doing, Dale? How you doing, everyone? It's me, Miss Lady Sabrina, and I'm back with another letter. All right. Dear Lady Sabrina, I would like to start by telling you that I watch New England Pride TV, and I would like to thank you for bringing this kind of show to us here in New England. I am looking for advice that may help me maneuver through a very difficult situation. I have recently fallen madly in love with a man and come out of the closet, and also made the tough decision to live my truth. I have 2 children from a previous marriage, and though the holidays should be a happy time, my family has told me I am allowed to come, as usual, for the holidays, but my boyfriend is not welcome in their home. I am crushed by this. Any recommendations would be appreciated. Yours truly, Hurting in Quincy. Well, baby, there's a couple different angles to go with this. First off, congratulations on coming out and living your truth. I mean, it's amazing, and I'm thrilled that you have found someone that you love. With that said, now let's get to the stickier part. There are 2 issues that we face when we look at this. One is whether or not you need the inclusion, because this could be a temporary situation. Like, you know, your family might just be trying to adjust and not really able to wrap their minds around it. So, you know, for the first year, if that's the case, you know, the first year, I mean, do your family functions with them, but also make sure that they're aware that you're leaving at a certain time, because you're going to be having Thanksgiving and Christmas with your love. And that way, you know, A, you get to be in the environment and allow them to kind of adjust to it. And then B, you get to go home and have your family of choice, which is, you know, friends, your partner, and like celebrate it, and don't let other people's feelings kind of diminish the warm and loving place that you can get to on your second part of the holiday. If you feel like this is a make it or break it issue, then that's an entirely different story. If you feel like this is something that will not get better, then you have to decide. Do you say, I'm going to be having Christmas at my house this year, and those who want to come are welcome to, and those who don't. You can't make somebody change their mind. You know, the only thing that you can do is give them the opportunity to adjust and see how that goes. If the adjustment turns into a long-term thing, then then it's time to cut it off and do your thing. I know that it sucks, and I know that there's a lot of feelings involved, but you have to do what you have to do. And if they truly love you, as they say, then they would want the best for you, and that's for you to be happy. I'm here if you have any other questions or needs, and I really do wish you the best of holidays. All of you. Because it's Christmas. Share and share alike. I love you all. I'll see you next month. Mm-hmm.
Hey, we are here now on New England Pride TV with probably one of the premier decorators, home designers, Paul Chu.
Thank you.
Did I say that correctly?
You did.
I did?
You did.
I've got a little French in me. I've had some French in me.
I bet you have.
Now, first of all, thank you, because you and your business have been sponsors of New England Pride TV from its, I was going to say conception. Is that correct?
Inception.
Inception?
It's my pleasure.
I don't know where my mind is today. Conception, inception, a little French in me.
Deception.
Deception. But let's first of all, thank you so much for that.
My pleasure.
It means so much. This show has actually helped so many people, and it's because of sponsors like you and TNT Guys Travel. They've been with us from the beginning. let's talk about what you do,
Okay.
how you got into this business. Let's start by that. How did you first get into this business? Did you just say, like, I'm an amazing designer and people need
I wish
to...
it started like that. It
Okay.
actually started when I was about 4 or 5.
4 or 5?
Literally started rearranging my mother's furniture.
Really?
And then it just led to moving things around, remaking the beds, adjusting knickknacks, and
No
then neighbors
kidding.
would say, bring them over. And
I love this story. You were like a child prodigy.
well, maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know. But I sort of didn't want to do it. I didn't want to be associated with the things that the girls were supposed to do.
No kidding.
So I put it aside. I did
Really?
it for myself, and then when I was old enough to just appreciate the craft that I was blessed to have, I said, what the heck, I'm going to do it. But I've been in business now for maybe 20, 22 years.
Which is, so you started when you were 10?
Yeah, I
That's
was 10.
That's
Yeah,
amazing
I was
to
8,
me.
actually.
8, I'm
'Cause,
sorry.
yeah, I'm only 30.
It's my
Yeah.
fault. It's my fault.
Yeah.
But when did you finally say to yourself, I am really good at this and I want to make this my career?
I don't know if I would be that braggadocious, if
Okay,
you would.
all right.
I think that it came from the client's joy and happiness, and it would be them that would be saying those things that would convince me that I need to make this a full-time career and that I need to do what I was supposed to, what I was born to do.
Now, I just have to tell our viewers at home that I do not have the gift that Paul has, and the nicest things that are in my home, some of them came from you, so thank you for
Thank
that.
you.
I mean,
Thank you.
You carry such quality.
Thank you.
That is the difference, quality items. That
We've
is,
selected special items that you're not going to find in stores. You're not going to find in home
well, you'll
goods.
find it in one store. We'll talk about
You'll
that store,
find it
right?
in my store.
Your
yeah.
store,
yeah,
right?
you will. You'll find it in my store.
Well, we'll talk about the store in a minute, but I want to
Sure.
get back to the client base. Like, when you first started getting clients, I'm sure you came up with a way of asking them correct questions about what they like, what they don't. Do you like people who send you pictures of like what they like, or do they give you an idea of
Perhaps
or a feeling?
as the stages that are involved in the process begin, but ultimately I want to go to the house and see it for the first time.
Right.
If they decide to schedule something. I'd rather not see the space because the picture might not represent the space.
Right,
And I might
right,
be thinking
right.
about something for 2 or 3 days and I get there and it's something
It's something
completely
completely
different.
different.
So I've just wasted resources. So I'd rather see it, for the first time when they welcome me into their home.
Now, so you go to their home, and you go all over the country.
Everywhere. Yes.
All over the country.
Yes.
I follow you on Facebook because I stalk you like any good person should.
I appreciate the stalking.
And because I love your eye. I
Thank
love
you.
the photos are breathtaking. And you fly all over the country. I've seen some of the work you do, and a lot of it is many different themes. There's, and how do you find that different theme that will go right with that person in their house? And
Well, it's all about them instead
It's
of
all about them.
It's not about me. It's about listening and interviewing the client.
finally, it's something all about me.
Well, what happens is I think some designers make the mistake, or some clients make the mistake rather, of interviewing the designer. Are they the right fit? The designer ought to take the time to interview the client to figure out what the client's needs are, what their wants are, what their budget will allow. 'Cause
Right.
there's nothing worse than spending 6 or 8 hours researching items for a client and it's not going to fit in the budget. So you're back
Right.
to zero.
So budget is for
Budget is key. Well,
key.
architecture's key. Their wants, their needs. What do you think is going to be a good fit for their home? Are there pets? Are there kids?
Right. All
How is
these
it going to
things.
all hold up? How do
Right.
they entertain?
Right.
There's many different aspects to arrive at what the concept for the space will be.
Now, are there particular homes that you get inspired by, different architecture?
I'm inspired by anything.
By all of
really.
it.
I see the good in everything, and I think that everything has potential. I've done a 350 square foot condo in Boston,
Yeah.
and I've done an 18,000 square foot home in Wellesley.
In Wellesley,
so
right.
I just get excited about the challenge and what the transformation will bring.
So you've got such a varied work. You're basically a designer for everyone.
I try to be.
Yeah.
I try to be. I
Yeah.
try to be, and I try to, the role of the designer should be to prevent the client from making a mistake. So I have to be always honest with the client.
I've heard you say that before, and I thought
Yep.
that was really
Yep.
smart.
And I prefer to put a classic and timeless twist on things
Yep.
versus trends that are pretty expensive to change.
Yeah. Now, there came a time in your career that you said, I am going to open a store.
Well, my husband and I recently purchased a home on the coast.
Which is
the
gorgeous.
South Coast down in Fairhaven.
Did
Thank
amazing
you.
work on that.
Thank you. And, you know, to move into a new environment, I just wanted to open up a little studio to just sort of start my branding process down there. And we're very pleased. It's been very successful.
And tell our viewers what the name of the store
The
is.
name of the store is called Haven, which is in Fairhaven, which
I thought was and you have an amazing logo, and it's all
Thank you.
It's all
Thank you.
great.
Thank you.
And when is the store? Is the store open by appointment only?
It
or?
can be, but we're open generally 10 to 5 pretty much every day. Saturdays 10 to 2, and Thursdays we're open late till 7. But if a client can't make those hours, then we'll adjust.
You're very accommodating.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. Now, we've come to the sad time, which is the end of our interview. But before we end, like I do with every guest, I want to make sure that all of our viewers know the correct way to get a hold of you
Sure.
and contact you, and perhaps even, you know, stalk you on Facebook like I do.
Well, the best way to get a hold of me would be the website, which you can actually browse the portfolio, which will showcase all of the work that we've done. And that's paulchason.com.
And your Facebook page for your business?
Yeah, it's Paul Chason Interior Design on Facebook.
And there are gorgeous, gorgeous photos.
Thank you.
On his Facebook page. And when you say timeless, they're not only elegant and timeless, just your choices of fabrics, your choices of colors, it's all just beautiful and breathtaking
Thank
to
you.
me.
I appreciate that.
Thank you for bringing beauty to the world.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Thank you.
Right. Thank you for joining us once again on New England Pride TV.
My
And
pleasure.
thank you for being a sponsor.
Absolutely.
It means
My
a
pleasure.
lot.
All right.
We'll be right back. And sadly, we've come to the end of another episode of New England Pride TV. Boo-hoo. It's always a fun time.
Yes.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for so much.
you.
Tina does so much for the show. She's very shy, but she does so much for the show, and she's such a big support to me. I want to thank our guests today. I want to thank our sponsors. I want to thank you, our viewers, for watching. Because without you, we wouldn't be here. And without our sponsors, we wouldn't be here. So thank you. Again, if you have any ideas for segments or subjects that you'd like to see covered in the show itself, please feel free to send a private message to New England Pride TV on Facebook. And somebody will get back to you, or maybe you would like to be a guest on the show. Please reach out to New England Pride TV on Facebook, because I'm sure there are some very inspiring, inspirational stories that you might like to share with our viewers, and I am happy to have you on the show. So we're going to end this show with the way we always do,
Yes.
by saying, please don't be afraid to shine your light.
Because you might be lighting the way for someone in need.
That's right. Until next time, thanks for watching New England Pride TV. See ya.
Tune in, show us you got New England pride. Show us you've got New England pride. Stand up, shout out, show us you got New England pride. Show us you've got New England pride. Shabba-ba-ba-ba-ba-dee.